Hey guys, today we are talking through reader favorite crock pot recipes with a few foodie and instant pot and oven recipes thrown in, all while having a whole lot of fun. Hey guys, welcome back to my camper kitchen. I am Cris from recipes@crock.com, and today we are talking about the recipes that you guys and other readers of our website made the most in 2020. To say the least, this past year has been a doozy with all the changes that we all have had to kind of just deal with on the fly. But the one thing that didn't change all year long was we still had to feed our people. And so I thought it might be useful for us to go back and look through. I went back into all my stats in the website to see where you guys were visiting, what recipes you guys were going back to over and over and over again, and share that with all of you so that if there was one maybe that you had missed that everyone's like making all the time, it might be an interesting way for you to find some new recipes that you might want to try as you are feeding your families. So with that said, I made myself some handy dandy notes here, and I am going to go through them. First and foremost, the one thing, I love stats to like dig in and kind of like figure out what's working, what's not working, what people enjoy, what people don't enjoy. So I kind of peek in there every so often, but I hadn't done a full year, look at the full year as a whole in a really long time. So when I did it this time, I just started laughing out loud because I'm like, when times get tough, my readers turn to tacos. When we had 4 of our top recipes were taco inspired casseroles. So I thought I would just real quickly get those out of the way if by chance you maybe haven't been able to try one of them out. They all involve some form of, it's taco meat, cheese, and then some form of potatoes. So we've got the hash brown, the tater tot, the potato version here. So first and foremost, the one that everyone loves is the taco crock pot tater tot casserole. And then coming in right under that is the taco crockpot hash brown casserole. I think last week or a few weeks ago, Aunt Lou actually even made that on the channel for you guys because we didn't have a video for it. There's videos for both of those, by the way. So you guys will have to check them out. There will be a link down below that will have a blog post that will have all of these recipes listed, so you can just click on the recipe that you want to go to and it'll take you straight to the recipe, so that will be helpful. In addition to the tater tot and the hash brown casserole, we also have the crock pot beefy potato taco casserole, and so that is like with potatoes that you cut up yourself instead of a bag of hash browns or a bag of tater tots. And then rounding out the taco segment, we also have oven taco tater tot casseroles. So it was so popular, people started asking us, well, what if we don't want to make it in our crock pot? What if we want to make it in the oven? And so we've added a few oven recipes over the past couple years, and so this is one that we did, and you guys really, really liked it. So that is the taco segment. So if you need something to get you through from a taco standpoint, it's something really the kids love, the family loves, easy to throw together. Those might be something you might be interested in. Now back to the rest of the recipes that you guys visited in 2020. The rest of the statistics looked about normal for us from a standpoint of our tried and true comfort foods. We have tons of comfort foods that for years Recipes at Crock readers have absolutely loved, and probably the most popular one among all of those is the perfect crock pot roast. It is an easy recipe for beginners. It is a tried and true recipe. It is based off of mine and Aunt Lou's mom's recipe for roast. So this was the roast that our mom would make, and how Aunt Lou adapted it to be in the crock pot instead of just making it in the oven. And so this is one that readers have always loved. After that, we can talk a little bit about another casserole. A beefy mac casserole. So this is a crock pot beefy mac casserole. It has your ground beef with your cheese and your elbow macaroni. Kids love it. It takes macaroni and cheese kind of to a main dish level so that you can just serve it as a one-pot meal. And then in addition to that, we also have a very popular long-time favorite on the site, crock pot pork loin with gravy. This is a super simple recipe to throw together. More than anything, I get questions about pork loin and pork chops, and we have several pork chops on here too, where people just aren't as familiar with cooking it as they are other cuts of meat. And this is one of those easy recipes to put in the crock pot, and it turns out great every time. And I think that's one of the things that people really enjoy. This is a recipe that for people who are afraid that their pork is going to dry out, this is a great recipe because this creates a very flavorful and moist end result. Sorry for anybody who doesn't like that word. I know that's a touchy word. We also have a few side dishes on the list this year because I think people were turning to their crock pots a little bit more than usual. Side dishes are like the secret crock pot thing. I've always loved side dishes in the slow cooker because I don't have to make something additional. I can have my main dish cooking and have the side dish cooking as well, and then when dinner is done, I'm not over at the stove creating more sides to go with whatever it is. So some of the sides that you all really like this year: crock pot corn on the cob. Crock pot cabbage is another one that you guys have always loved, but it bumped up into the top this year because I think people were really turning to their slow cookers a lot more. Another tried and true, also low carb. People are always surprised by this dish, and I absolutely love it. And that is the crock pot pepper jack chicken. People are, I think in that recipe, people are always thrown off by the green beans. And you can omit the green beans if you really want to, but I would encourage you not to, because it has a surprising flavor, and it actually is really, really good. And people are always like, I can't believe this is as good as it is. So crock pot pepper jack chicken, long-time favorite of readers and especially my family. That's one we may make on the channel again here in the coming weeks to months in our tried and true series. So stay tuned for that. Now, aside from that, we also have another popular one that we've made on this channel a couple times, I think, and that is our crock pot crustless pizza. This is also low carb for low carb people. People love it just as a general casserole, even if they aren't eating low carb. It's downright yummy, and we make it all the time at our house. Speaking of pork chops from earlier, our crock pot pork chops and stuffing, another super easy recipe to do that produces super tender pork. We love it. It is very, very flavorful. Readers always rave about that. And I would say also, in addition to, on this list, stuffing was one of the things that kept coming up. And so our crock pot chicken stuffing also was on the list. Also, another yummy, yummy dish you can make. I think a lot of people were turning to them for the holidays because you could make it in a casserole instead of having to make a whole bunch of dishes. You could do a stuffing casserole that kind of had those holiday flavors, but they're also good for weeknight. Home style crock pot pork chops. delicious. Probably one of my favorite pork chop recipes on the website. It's simple to do, and it has such a great result. Definitely it has a nice gravy with it. For those of you that really love the comfort food kind of thing, it's definitely one to try if you struggle with pork chops. Also, another one that people turn to, we had both the crock pot version and the Instant Pot version hit our top numbers, and that is round steak. So this is round steak, taking a lesser expensive form of meat, putting it in your crock pot or Instant Pot, and producing something absolutely delicious. So it would be round steak with like a little bit of a gravy. So those are, for the most part, I think, our crock pot recipes. But in addition to the crock pot, we also had several oven, Instant Pot, foodie kind of recipes that I thought you guys, because we do all of that on this channel, you guys might be interested in. And starting with the oven version of that pork chop stuffing casserole, also made it. People wanted their stuffing this year. Instant Pot chicken drumsticks. This is a super easy recipe and so good. You guys will be shocked. You probably won't do if you're an Instant Pot user or a foodie user, you probably won't do your chicken legs differently after this. Like you will do it, this will be your go-to, even if you change the seasonings. Broiling steak in the Ninja Foodie was also a big thing that a lot of foodie users were using. I know we do that a lot in our house, and now we have the Foodie Grill that we kind of use it as well, so that we don't have to go outside to the grill. So that was another one. Oh, I missed a slow cooker one, guys. Slow cooker stuffed pepper soup. We have several versions of this soup. We have the regular version, and then we also have the low carb version. But this soup has always been a favorite of recipes at Crock Readers. My list isn't exactly in the order it should be. Also, we had how to air fry bacon in your Ninja Foodie. That is a very big thing. Bacon is probably the number one thing that we make in all of our foodies, both the grill and the original foodie. It's something we make all the time, and readers really, really enjoy using that. The best ever Instant Pot creamy mac and cheese. People love this recipe. Aunt Lou and Mikey showed you guys how to make it the other, I think maybe last year on the channel. And it is easy, cheesy, and delicious. I think the last but not least is another favorite, especially around holiday times, and that is the Instant Pot ham and beans. This is one that readers have loved kind of for a long time. This isn't just this year. This has been an ongoing thing, but people have really, really loved that recipe. So those are the top recipes on Recipes at Crock in 2020. Did we miss your favorite? Do you have a favorite recipe on our website that didn't make the list? I'm sure people would love to know in the comments down below. I would love to know too. I would say some of my favorites probably aren't on here, which is interesting. But I love a lot of the recipes that are on here. But if you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. And if you're not already a member of the Crock Posse, click subscribe down below and become a member of our slow cooking family. If you would like notified every time we upload a video, click the ding-a-ling. That's the bell to tell YouTube to tell you every time we upload a video. But whatever you do, we hope you laugh often, eat good food, and speak life. Bye, guys.
If you want to see the latest, click on the left right here. If you feel like subscribing, click on the right, my dear. And if you think we're funny enough to send us money, click the